when my YouTube channel gets taken down, at the same time, they've got all these new tagging on YouTube. So I write to Michelle Donelan, MP, about our heritage, protecting as heritage and culture. And at the same time, my channel gets taken down. And then with the other channels that I've got that I can still use, Michelle's tags stop working on her channel, so you can't actually tag her, which is quite unusual. And I ask other people if they can tag her, and it doesn't seem like her tags are working when they should. Very strange. The next thing, Bill Gates turns up, waltzing in to have a meeting with her, right? And now the Tories are introducing this new department for science, innovation and technology. Where are they getting the money from that from? When there's already millions apparently gone missing from North Wales in the government and various other places. Another department for science, innovation and technology. Yet they've already got digital things, that is tech with digital culture, media and sport. The wording for it, digital culture, digital media, digital sport, digital heritage, it digitalizes everything. It's actually digitalizing everything. It's actually it's almost forcing the digital and tech onto us all in every department. So if it's not adequate enough to have digital in digital culture, media and sport, now there's a separate department, another department for science, innovation and technology, which is digital. So, I mean, is it any department? Is it going to be digital, the Department of Digital Transport and Digital Highways? The Department of Digital Food? You know, are we not going to be eating food anymore? Are we going to be, going into McDonald's and pressing buttons on a screen when the doctors are already proving that all of the food they've been feeding us for the last 20 years with their McDonald's enterprises, with their digital culture of food, pressing buttons on smartphone giant menus, have been killing off our gut bacteria, neurotransmitters, immunology, leaving us susceptible to these diseases, twice as susceptible to the diseases. And then Bill Gates is messing around with all these vaccines when, if our food hadn't have been digitalized and hadn't have been put into the fast food drive-through culture, pressing buttons and getting empty sugar cubes and donuts and cookies and burgers, if we'd have actually had actual natural food going out with his families, foraging on beautiful walks in the woods, getting wild fungi and, picking leaves, getting exercise, not riding around in circles on bikes, not getting anywhere, actually going out into the woods in nature with our families, spending time with our families, not on devices and not with the devices stuck around your head in the digital forest where you can't eat anything. The size of Australia, the size of America, huge continents which don't have a very old history, heritage and culture, which could be destroyed and built over the top of, demolished. Yet Bill Gates is meeting with Michelle, wanting to take England into the latest technology, innovation and development. They weren't saying that when they took our manufacturing to China. The latest thing not so long ago was, making shoes in China, making technology and innovation in China, everything in China. Shoe factories, widgets, microchips, everything being made in China because they got the work for cheap when they wanted it. Now, they're wanting to have all innovation in England at the sacrifice of heritage and culture. Yet, it's the smallest, it's not a big country, it's a small country, it's a small island, and we're having building development all forced on us when we've got very special, charismatic and unique buildings. We're losing those identities. Bill Gates wasn't born in England. Bill Gates doesn't have an history and heritage in England. Why? What is the desperate need that the Tory ministers have where it has to be in this country? They're meant to be wanting to be globalists and having a one nation world where it's all one global unified government. That's what they're trying for. So why does it matter if it's, if it's one nation, one world nation that Charles and Tony Blair want under the World Economic Forum? If it's one single state like the United States, why does it matter which place is going to be the innovation? If we're one world, why does it matter what soil it's on? Why destroy places that have got history and heritage going back so long when there are other countries where there's hardly anything there and open space in it? What is the obsession with it? We're not going to fall behind in intelligence. We're not going to fall behind in intellect or evolution. People can. Why is there so much immigration into here when it's so small? Why has Australia been so tight on immigration? Why aren't we sending people off to study in America and Australia? Why are they absolutely set on destroying history and heritage and culture, where we're from and who we are? That's what I want to know. And why is prior to this department they've got now, it was a department for history, heritage and culture, and that is what it was solely focused on. When you have a department that is digital media, culture and sport, you end up with digital history and digital heritage, which is a conflict of interest, which is exactly what Dr. John Campbell's talking about in the medical industry. And Bill Gates is the last person to advise about the medical matters because America doesn't have an NHS. America has tortured and killed its entire population through obesity, diabetes, cancer, through making billions, trillions out of its people and then charging them money. How dare they? Private development companies charging them money to get cured. It's actually insidiously corrupt. It's genocidal. And someday, it's actually worse than Hitler because it is a long, slow and painful life and death, particularly when people get into old age. That there's something actually wrong with these people. True, Bill Gates is wanting to, buying up farmland and wanting to grow more plants and crops, but God knows what he wants to modify them into and taking away people's lives. I don't like the fact that these tech companies that like tech and tech innovation, they're bigger than all other companies now, and they've got a control monopoly through our communication, through who is popular socially, what gets popular, and monitoring all communications. It's an advantage, and Tony Blair uses that word, advantage. It is an advantage financially and physically. It's an executive advantage on private companies that have private interests and actually end up winning over governments with these deals and new departments, all based on money. Yet there are other things in government. We don't actually have a department for culture, heritage and history anymore. So, where is the opposition to the tech? Where is the opposition to the technology? I don't think we've actually got an innovation. It's bad enough that the archaeologists have been digging everything up and tearing it all to pieces in their studying. We don't actually have a department of heritage and history anymore. We don't even have a department really for culture, because it seems to me that the science itself and the innovation is the culture now. It seems that the McDonald's drive-through, the McDonald's restaurant pressing buttons on very large mobile phones and wanting mobile phones wrapped around your head, walking in virtual forests is the culture. You know, why are they obsessed with ruining and destroying the identity of this place? Why can't they go do it? Send our people our students to study in America and Australia, where they've got plenty space, and then they can come back or go where they want. Why are we having to suffer? I really, really hope that this Tory party actually gets removed, and it is tragic that the people who are representing our cultural heritage and history are people who are trying to digitalize it, and I don't think there is hope for getting another government in, because it seems to me that the people who are pulling all the strings are the people who own and operate all of the digital platforms. They own and operate everything on the planet. And when everything on the planet is owned by private people, private entities with private interests, we're in trouble, because we don't actually have a say or a vote in it. And when their tech is literally controlling our health, because that's what they build and put there, therefore that's what we walk past and pick up and eat, we're not in a very good position, in my opinion.